Let the record show. Let the record show that I didn't consent to this. Let the record show that I did not believe that he was deserving of being where he is and that I grieved his ascension. Let history record my objection to him, to the ways he's humiliated women and vilified Muslims, to the ways he's threatened protesters and disregarded people of color like myself. Let history record my repulsion at his tremendous cruelty, his lack of compassion, his contempt for dissension, and his lack of basic simple decency. Let witnesses mark down my disgust at the way he boasted of infidelity, at how he ridiculed a disabled reporter, at the way he attacked female opponents for their appearance, at the way he marginalized immigrants. Let it be remembered that I did not look the other way as women accused him of assault, when the reality of his Russian alliances came to light, when he refused to share his tax records even though great portions of the American media and of its people decided to do so. Let it be remembered that I did not buy into this fear that he perpetrated of those of brown skin or hijabs or of those who were not born here. Let the record show that I looked on with disbelief as he spent countless early mornings and middle of the night hours following the election on social media, broadcasting a stream of petulant, insecure, incoherent messages instead of preparing to do a job that he was ill-equipped to do and seemed disinterested in doing in the first place. Let the record show that I watched him assemble a cabinet of billionaires and bigots, people woefully unqualified to steward our children, our safety, our healthcare, our financial stability, and that I was horrified by it all. Let it be remembered that my faith will not allow me to fall in line behind this man, while so many professed religious leaders and people did. Let it be remembered that I saw nothing that resembled the Jesus that I have grown to love, the radically inclusive, unconditional agape love of the man who I've known as my Lord and Savior for 23 years in this man. Let it be known that to call this man Christian would be to toss aside every basic doctrine that the Christian faith has actually taught us. Let history record of my grieving to the racism, bigotry, and homophobia that characterized his campaign, marked his supporters, and is evident in his assembling administration. Let it be known that I was one of the more than 65 million people who voted for Hillary Clinton, who understood that though not perfect, she was an intelligent, passionate, experienced public servant with the temperament, commitment, and qualifications to lead and do it well. Let the record show that I greatly lamented the day of his inauguration and that I promised to join together with other great people and oppose every unscrupulous, dangerous, unjust, and dishonest act this new administration engages in. History has been littered with people who did terrible things with power, because too many good people remain silent. And since my fear is that we are surely entering into one of those parts in the story, I wanted to make sure that I was recorded for posterity. I recall as they called my president a Muslim, as if there was something wrong with that in the first place. I recall as they said he wasn't born here. I recalled as they called him a monkey and said that his birth certificate was not legit. I watched as they blocked every single path of progress that he tried to make. I listened as they said openly that they would oppose him at every turn. I watched as they did just that. I listened and I watched and I paid attention. Now they tell me to be tolerant, to get over it, to accept it, they say. Let the record show that I refuse to. Let the record show that I do not believe this man's actions are normal. Let the record show that I do not believe that he's emotionally stable. Let the record show that I do not believe he cares about the full, beautiful diversity of America. Let the record show that I do not believe that he respects women. Let the record show that I do not believe he's pro-life. to any other life but his own. Let the record show that I do not believe that he cares for the sick and the poor and the hurting in the slightest. Let the record show that I do not believe that this man is a man of faith, integrity, or nobility. Let the record show that I do not believe that this man's concern is for anything other than his own reflection in the mirror. But let the record show that I do believe that he is a danger to our children. Let the record show that I do believe that this man is a danger and a threat to our safety. Let the record show that I do believe that this man is careless of our people. Let this record show that I do believe that this man is reckless with his own power. Let it show that I believe America will be less secure, less diverse, less compassionate, and less decent under his leadership, as the last 2 weeks have showed us. And if I prove to be wrong, it will be one of the most joyful eras in life. I will own these words, and if necessary, gladly and willingly admit my misjudgment, because it will mean that America is one of the most peaceful places on earth, and our nation would be stronger and better. But right now, I don't see that happening. Right now, I am worried that my love no longer matters. Right now, I am frightened for my country, concerned for our planet, scared for the future of Muslims, those of trans experience, and people of color, and greatly saddened that 62 million Americans seem to think that this is okay. Let the record show that I was not okay. Not at all.